Whether your beer is in a bottle, can, or glass, kick back and relax. It's Better on Draft.
Hello and welcome to Better on Draft episode 373. My name is Rob and I am here today with Wendy. Hey Wendy, what are you drinking?
I am drinking an Old Nation Tart Strawberry M43.
Very nice. I almost picked some of those up today and I'm kind of regretting that I didn't.
So I know that it's not the freshest right now, but whenever I find them, I grab them because it is one of my favorite beers.
Yeah, it's a good, refreshing beer. I quite enjoy it.
What are you drinking?
I have here a Taxman Withheld, which is their Belgian wit beer that comes out about this time of year. Yeah, this month.
One day I'll drink Taxman again.
I actually found 2 more 4-packs of the peach brandy barrel aged triples. So I have saved some, set them aside for you. So we're going to have to meet up sometime soon. That way they don't get drunk.
Yes. I am down with that.
This month on the Untapped Discord, we're doing spices is our theme. So this is a spiced beer.
I might skip that one out.
Oh, I'm with you. It's also pumpkin season, sort of, and pumpkin spice beers would count.
I am not a fan of allspice, and a lot of pumpkin spices and winter warmers have allspice in it.
Yeah, I like all of that stuff in moderation. I don't like pumpkin beers usually. There's some that are out there that are good.
I did just have a pumpkin stout from Pontoon Brewing that was sent to me through a TikTok trade that I was like, holy shit, this is delicious.
I think that's the better way to do it. Stouts and porters. There's an imperial pumpkin that I'm going to try one of these days. I can't remember. It's Smashed Pumpkin is the name of it. I can't remember who makes it though. Warlock has always been my favorite, and that's one of those dark pumpkin beers.
If they call it a pumpkin pie beer, I'm generally not going to like it.
Yeah.
Because it means pumpkin spice.
Yes.
I wish they would just say that, you know?
Yeah.
Just call it a pumpkin spice beer and be done with it, because most of the time you don't even have pumpkin in it.
Right. Yes, a pumpkin-inspired beer.
Yeah.
Trader's Brewing typically does a pumpkin Marlowe. Pretty sure that's theirs. And one turns out well, I'll usually have a pint of that during the season.
One of the best pumpkin beers I ever had, and they called it the first and last pumpkin saison because they let the yeast do all the spicing of it, and it was totally a mistake. Like they messed something up. So they had no idea how to recreate it, I think. I'm not sure if that's exactly, but they were like, we're never doing this again. And it was seriously the best beer. I was telling everybody that I ran into at the beer festival, you need to go and try that beer.
Yeah, before it's gone forever.
Yeah.
I think it was on the Untapped podcast where they talked about brewing a beer in a pumpkin. So, you carve it out and you put the wort in there and you let it ferment in the pumpkin.
Who did that? I
remember right. The Untapped podcast. I really wish I could remember the hosts' names at the time. They were great people. I quite enjoyed that show. But that's going back a ways.
Unsanitary.
So if anybody wants to find out how to do that, I'm sure that you can find it in their show archives somewhere.
I'm like, that doesn't seem sanitary because my pumpkins tend to rot within a few days.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember all the logistics. I might have some of the big details, like if it was a pumpkin, I might have that wrong. But it's stuck in my head as possibly being true. Anyway, so the reason Wendy and I are having a bit of a longer intro today is that we had some problems. Our guests got slammed at work. It's tough when you're a brewer at a small brewery. And yeah, so they had to
Can't be
cancel
mad
the
at 'em.
last second. We are working hard to reschedule them because we got more excited the more we researched.
Yes,
Our
I actually follow their podcast on TikTok, so I'm really excited to talk to them.
excellent. Yeah, I'm excited too. They seem to be really fun people, and I'm looking forward to talking to them. But that means that we get to put together a last minute show, Wendy.
Hey, what have you got going on recently? Have you been on any beer trips?
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, as you
That
may remember, I was in Grand Rapids at a board game thing. Um, so we got up there the Friday before Labor Day, played about 20 board games on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not 20 games each, but 20 games over the week, something like that. I have a list of games. This isn't a board game podcast, but of the games that we played, um, my favorite was also the first one that we played, a game called Fountains. Um, and it's a very tactily pleasing game. You place coaster-shaped pieces about this thick, which works well on video, but not so great in the if you're listening to the podcast. But it's got some heft to it, and you build these fountains, trying to get different colored fish, or trying to make pools of water, and you make sure that your fountain is feeding the pools of water. It's a pretty fun game. It felt really zen to me. I quite enjoyed it. I do recommend that one.
So I know that this isn't a board game podcast, but I was having beers with friends last night, and we were talking about a game that we really enjoy that most people haven't heard of. Have you ever played the Totally Insane card game?
I have not.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get it. It's really hard to get decks of it anymore because they're sold out constantly. But
Yeah.
it has like a million rules, and things change constantly. But it's
Okay.
so fun.
There's an easier to find game like that. Easier to find because it's got a zillion different variants. A game called Flux, which is it's a pretty fun game. It will either make you friends or enemies because you can change the rules and the win conditions, and because you can change the win conditions, so
What
can
is it
your
called? Because
opponent.
that's my kind of game.
Flux, Flux.
I'm writing that down right now.
I haven't played that for a number of years because it makes enemies too.
There is no friends when you're playing games.
Yeah,
Period.
it's
It started
pretty,
with spoons. There's no friends
it's
in spoons.
it's as bad as when you play with someone in Uno and you have to have a wild as your last card, otherwise you're never going to go out. It's that bad.
I've never heard that rule.
No, it's not so much a rule as it is they are going to do everything they can to sabotage you when you're getting low on cards to make sure that,
Okay.
including counting cards, using reflections of things behind you, whatever they can do to figure out what you've got so they do not help you go out.
Now, are you a fan of like house rules in common games?
It depends. It depends on how well I know the rules and what I think the house rules will do. But if I'm learning a new game and I learn that that's a house rule, I'll go with it. Yeah.
I just
Why do
wondered
you ask?
because I have, so I have a friend that I play Skippo with pretty regularly, and we've actually have a 15-year game of Skippo, like log of Skippo games.
Oh yeah.
As to who's winning and losing. So, but we have house rules that some people really don't like.
Yeah.
And it's things like you can double down cards and calling for Skippos and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. Growing up, we had a house rule with Uno that if you can't play a card or don't want to play a card, you can draw until you get a card that you can or want to play.
Well, that kind of goes against the actual rules, though, because if you can play a card, you're supposed to play a card.
This is what I mean by you needed a wild in order to go out, because people would draw until they get draw twos or draw
we do
fours.
Play with the draw. We play that you have to draw until you can play.
Yeah. Yeah. I think in theory that's how the rule started, but It got more and more cutthroat as the games went on. Yes.
So my sister went to school for early childhood development, and one of her classes, she had to make up a board game,
Hmm.
and she called me. And she was like, I need your help. And I'm like, why do you need my help? She's like, you've been making up rules to games your whole life. So
Yeah.
apparently, if I don't like something, I just change the rules.
Yeah. I think we've all been there.
At least I did when I was a kid,
Right.
usually in my favor.
But we are not a board game.
We are not a
Podcast.
board game podcast. So let's get
And-
back to the beer that you had while you were at your board game
Exactly.
convention.
How could I possibly go to Grand Rapids without getting beer, right?
There is no way.
There is no way. So we checked into the conference and we got our first game in. We played Fountains, and then we went and got some lunch because we got there at about 11 o'clock. So then we went and got some lunch. It was getting close to 1:30 or 2. We walked up to City Built.
Oh, my favorite.
It was my first time actually stopping there. I know they had been open one of the other times because we've walked back from the Mitten, and it was hopping there. They were having a lot of
That's
fun.
not an easy walk.
It's a good walk after you've done beer flights and a pizza flight.
I guess good depending on how coordinated you are after you've done all of that.
It's I'd say it's a sobering walk because our next stop was more board games.
Okay.
This
That
is kind
makes
of our
sense.
tradition. But now we do Uber or Lyft back, whatever's cheaper at the time. But I love City Built. I can't remember which beers I had. I'm sure I logged them somewhere, probably in Untapped. I do remember one was the Oktoberfest. I love this time of year. And their Oktoberfest was delicious. It was a really good beer.
They make fantastic beer. What about the food? What'd you eat there?
Yeah, what did I have? I had a couple people got tacos. I had a sandwich. I do not remember which sandwich, but it was delicious.
Did you have the yucca fries?
No, one of my friends did get the yucca fries. They looked delicious. He said they were delicious. I thought they were funny because you get like 5 fries.
Oh, it's worth it.
It makes sense because they're
100%.
huge, like they're chunky fellas. But yeah, he quite enjoyed them. I did not have any. He did not offer because he only had 5 of them. You can't share.
Yeah, and you only get like 3 tacos, so.
Yeah, right. But we ate well. We drank well. We had a few beers and then went back to play more board games. And then that night, every the Friday night, we always go to the Mint for dinner. There were 5 of us at that time. Yeah, 5 of us at that time. We kind of grow and shrink in numbers as the weekend goes. And we started with 4 and then to 3 and then to 5 and then back down to 3. But we went to the Mitten and everybody, all 5 of us got a tasting flight. I did send Ken a picture of all of the tasting flights on the table. Because that's how I roll. But of course, their beer was just delicious. They do such good beer. You're on mute.
What was your favorite there? I know, I just realized
Well,
that.
I mean, the peanuts and Cracker Jack, like
You can't not
always,
get that.
It's always good. It's always good, always delicious. I quite enjoyed that. I don't remember the other ones that I got, honestly. It's unfortunate. And then, well, my friend and I then split a pizza flight. So the 2 of us did kill a pizza flight while we were there. I was pretty happy with that. I didn't eat all of the pizza logs, but I think that's okay.
So they had the Coney pizza?
They did not have the Coney pizza this time. They did have the mac and cheese pizza.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I don't know if that's
standard.
a common. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember what the standards are.
Everyone's going to like that one.
I love that pizza. I would get that anytime. I can't remember what the special pizza of the day was, but it had 2 types of olives and some balsamic on it, if I remember right.
Sounds delicious.
It's
Did
quite
you
good.
see any ghosts while you were at Mitten?
I did not see any ghosts.
I always hope that I will.
Yeah. We did have questions about the fireman's pole / stripper pole in the front of the building, but there were no question answerers around.
It used to be an old fire station, didn't it?
I
Something along those
would
lines?
assume so. And
No,
there
there
are
was.
there are stairs that go up there. I assume it was a fire station because it looks like a fire pole. There's a round hole at the
So
top of the ceiling.
Mitten was actually on the show.
Looking up when they were on. Yeah.
Episode 227 was Mitten Brewing.
All right, so about 150 episodes ago.
Talked to us about the building that they're in and the ghost issues that they've had, which, you know, I thought was hilarious. But because
Yeah.
I'm like, and I want to go and do a show live there to see if we see any ghost stuff. But
I would go there.
that was a long time ago.
We ate inside just because, but their patio was open and it was in the 70s the whole weekend that we were up there. It was actually in the low 80s on Sunday, but we were leaving then, so it was okay. That's not even that hot.
No.
So we had the Mitten. Again, always good beer there, always good pizza there. It's a staple of our trip every single time. Saturday's lunch was at Founders, and that again is just because it's tradition and because of the walking distance is kind of appropriate for what we want to do. I don't know how much longer it will remain tradition. Their beer still is good, and their food still is good. I'm not trying to say that they aren't doing a good job or they aren't doing a good beer. It's just they're not necessarily one that I want to visit so much.
Me either.
Yeah. And then Saturday night we went to Kusterer. That's where we started. We played some games there, and I got what did I get? Well, German beers, obviously. I had a couple of beers while I was there. A couple of people in the group got the OG and the new Hefs. I can't remember what the actual style is there. I think it's Hefeweizens. And then I got the export and something else. And of course, we got the social cups so that we could walk around with beer because that's a fun thing to do. We played another game while we were there just because that's what we do. So we just had a little table game that we brought with us. And across the street, there used to be a brewery. They did a ton of remodeling. I don't remember what the brewery's name was. And now it's a distillery, I think. And they had someone singing over there, and she was basically the reason why we moved away from Kusterer so quickly. So, yeah. Then we went to the Knickerbocker. We had to chug the last of our beer outside the Knickerbocker. But we were there just to look for triple mash. It's funny because triple mash is pretty findable here now, but most of my friends don't go to the liquor store often, so they don't know that. So they wanted to look for triple mash.
Well, and the Knickerbocker is just a fun place to go.
So I have a picture of me staring at the dragon, and yeah, it's really nice. We did not end up. Well, we got a couple beers to go, like just some. They had some Dragon's Milk. They did not have the breakfast one that they released this year. That seems to be the hard to find one. I can't remember its full name. So that was Saturday. Then we played more board games in the basement of the hotel after the thing until I think we got back to the rooms about 12:30 or 1. And we drank. One of our people got some beers to go from the Mitten, and so we drank those down in the basement.
So this board game thing that you're at, is there like a lot of people, or is it like 10 or 15 of you that get together?
In my group, we've been as many as 10, but there's hundreds of people there. They have enough tables, so it's you never have trouble finding table space. You are always near somebody, but not too near somebody.
Okay.
So it's not crowded, but and the way this one works, Gen Con is near me, and I go there usually to the food trucks. I've gone into the conference a couple times, or the convention a couple times, but Gen Con is very much vendors selling things to consumers. It's very much that. There's board game demos. There's some games you can play, and some of the events that you can do are to use their game library. Grand Con, on the other hand, they have this huge game library. I think they had 2,200 games in it this year. And you just go check out a game that you want to try playing. You go to your table with your group and you play a game. They have a bunch that are play to win. So you check out the play to win, you return them, you're entered into a raffle at the end of the weekend to win games. We've won a few over the years. Yeah, it's a nice setup. I strongly recommend it if anyone wants to try out a bunch of board games, or just hang out with their friends for a weekend playing games.
That's an interesting way to get to know different games.
That's what we do. So one of my buddies, he and I are I'd say leaders. I think we're just the most gung-ho on this thing. And so he and I usually put together a list of games that we want to play for the weekend. And we will go and watch YouTube how to plays for the more complicated of them, so we have some idea going in, and we just get going. Sunday is our last day there, sadly, and we went to Atwater. We didn't get there until like 2:00, and we did Atwater for lunch. There's
late night playing board games.
Yeah, late night playing board games, and the drawing's at 3, and so we just had to kind of like time things too. Plus, we were playing games. the things all open at 10, like all the sessions start at 10. So even a late night, we've got a lot of hours until the next session starts. So we went to Atwater, and every time we have been there on a Sunday, it's always just one server, and I don't know how many people are in the kitchen, but I'm guessing one. And I feel so sorry for the server. So we never get tasting flights when we're there. Plus, there's all these board game people who are looking for nearby lunches so that they can get back to playing games, to be there for the 3:00 raffle. So they're not slammed, but they're also not moving fast. So everything takes a little while. But good beer, good food. It's really close to the convention center. That was all of our beer that we had there. We're there for games mostly, but for meals and things, we will go find beer.
Every trip I make turns into a beer trip.
Right.
So.
Right. I did not get a growler to go, and I did not have a beer in front of Betty Ford. So.
That's good.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I could toast Gerald, I guess, but she just has such a pleasant statue.
So what's really funny is all of the presidential museums I have been to, I have not gone to Gerald Ford's museum.
I've never gone in.
I need to go, and I just need to get it checked off of my list because, I have the little passport.
Okay.
So that's one of my bucket list things is to go to all the presidential libraries.
Yeah, it's in a nice location. There's lots of breweries near it. It's well maintained. It's pretty. I love that river that goes along there, and the river walk along the river is really nice. It's just a pleasant little town. I like it.
So I too will be in Grand Rapids here in the next couple of weeks for a friend's wedding, and I just was there for her bridal shower, and I hit Gray Line, which I had a fantastic conversation at the bar, just sitting there drinking my flight. There was a guy next to me that we just started chatting, and I am pretty sure he was quizzing me on my beer knowledge. Like, he actually said, I'm testing you, right? He's like, you're doing pretty well. But it was a very interesting. I ended up staying there like an extra long hour or so longer than I planned on.
Yeah.
But I did get City Built for dinner, and where else did I go that day? Lost Art. They have some amazing beer there.
Okay.
Yeah, you should. It's a little bit out a little bit farther, but when you're in Grand Rapids, you should totally check them out.
I think it's been recommended to me before. Yeah, there's going to be one of these times that we go up there and we are going to do more of an excursion, I think. Break away from just the Mitten's a little bit out there, but break away from right by the convention center.
Yep. So my next beer trip though is going to be in Columbus. Have you gotten a
Columbus,
chance to do
Ohio.
some? Yes, I'm going to Ohio. I honestly, I know I'm from Michigan and I'm not supposed to like Ohio, but they have some really good beer there. I really cannot deny that.
Yeah. You can, yell things at the Ohio State Football Hall of Fame there.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I've ever actually seen that. I've been to Columbus. This is will be my second trip to Columbus now.
When we moved from Chicago, we were looking at houses in Columbus area, mostly in Dublin area. And the realtor we were working with, she took us to the Hall of Fame Museum restaurant. That's where we all met up and planned our day. So that was, I think, the only time I've been there.
So one that I'm really excited to go and visit though is Hoof Hearted Brewing. Have you had their beer?
Oh yeah, I definitely
Or
have
they
had
sell it in Ohio. Because if they
Yeah.
sell it in Michigan or in Indiana, because if they sell it in Michigan,
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've seen it here or not. I've definitely had their beer because how can you it says who farted on it.
right? And the it's what $60 nachos, $120 nachos.
Yes,
I
that
love those beers.
that has been my symbol beer in the February alphabet game.
So many of their beers that I like. Everything that I can get here. Every time I see a new one on the shelf, I'll pick it up just to try it because I absolutely love them. So I'm really excited to go. Last time I was in Columbus, I missed the text message that my friends were going, and
Oh
I went
no.
with a different group of people. So I still had some great stuff. We had a really great brunch, and we went to a meadery and another brewery in Columbus.
Okay.
So it was still good, but I was so disappointed when I found out they went to Hoof Hearted.
I'm going to have to ask you the leading question of, are you going to Columbus Brewing Company? Because we did talk to them pretty recently,
I absolutely am going to Columbus Brewing Company.
All
He
right.
won't be there though because he's going to be over in Yakima Valley picking out hops or whatever.
Yeah. That's too bad. So you won't get to see Eric Bean in person, but we did get to talk to him. He was a lot of fun.
He was, and I can't wait to try his beer. I'm pretty sure I had to have had it at some point, but
I'm sure it still is a pretty big game in that town. So if you've been there, you've probably had their beer.
so and the conference that I'm going to, they're actually doing a tour of Seventh Sun Brewing Company. Unfortunately, I can't go on that tour. I have to go at a separate time because we're going to be recording a Better on Draft show.
I appreciate
with
your service.
Unmapped Brewing Company from Minneapolis, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, I was
They
just
were
starting to research
fantastic.
them, and I'm interested. They've opened a coffee shop. I've
So,
always
and
thought that's just such a great synergy there. Coffee in the morning, beer in the afternoon.
yes, that's, have you ever been to the Map Room in Chicago?
No, no, I've heard such good things.
So I had an amazing, um, it, it was just fate that it happened. We were going to see Hamilton in Chicago, and my friend booked us an Airbnb. And the lady told us, she's like, there's a bar underneath us in the morning that's like they sell coffee, but they do get kind of loud at night, but it's not too bad.
Hmm.
And we got there and it was the Map Room, which is, if you're a beer person, it was like, ah,
Yeah.
especially if you like Belgian beers, because they have like all the Belgian beers and all the glasses to go with it. So I started and ended every single day that we were in Chicago at the Map Room.
So I lived in Chicago 98 to 2005, and I was not so into beer. It is where I learned home brewing from a friend in the area, and mostly we went to Wisconsin for beer. We were going for beer, but it is the first place I had BCBS was in Wisconsin.
Let's see what else. Oh, did you know that Nowhere in Particular now has a building?
I don't know nowhere in particular at all.
So Nowhere in Particular is they were like a ghost brewery.
Yeah.
Like they would go to all these different places and brew with people. And they had fantastic beer for a really long time. And now they have a location called Somewhere in Particular
That's cute.
in Columbus, Ohio. So I actually went there last time. We had a really great time. The beer was fantastic, as usual. And the food was great. So we might stop in there again. There's a lot of places. I'm looking at this list of Columbus breweries, and I'm like, I need to get to planning a little bit better.
Yeah. You mentioned Seventh Son, and I have been to a Seventh Son, but mine was near Tampa, Florida, and it's spelled a little differently. But if you end up down there, I can recommend that one. It's really good, and just down the street is a pretty good seafood restaurant. They pointed me at it. I said I was hungry and I had been drinking, and so they said, "Oh yeah, seafood place down the street. It's really good." So I went, ate there, and came back and had more beer.
That works.
Yeah.
So, anyways, if anybody listening or hears this and has a Columbus brewery that they would like to recommend, let me know so that I can check them out.
I will recommend Elevator, which is downtown. It's near the convention center. I'm not sure where you're going to be, but if you mentioned Hoof Hearted, and that is a few blocks away. It's not too far out of downtown.
So the hotel that we're staying in is like right across the street from the Anheuser-Busch plant.
So in the brewery district, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know my Columbus super well, but it might be near that Elevator. That was one of so Columbus Brewing Company was the first Columbus brewery I went to, and I think Elevator was the second I went to when I was working over there. And I quite enjoyed it. They had good beer, they had good food. They were in an interesting building, an interesting old building. So it was pretty fun.
I really like it when breweries are in really fun buildings that you can check out.
Yeah. It's a really old building with uneven floors and all that fun stuff. Of course, this might have been 20 years ago because I'm old, but I guess it wouldn't have been quite that long ago. But still, it's quite a while ago. Maybe they've done improvements or something. I don't know.
So, what other trips or beer trips do you have planned coming up?
I am going to Orlando the beginning of October for a work conference. So I don't think I'm going to get too much beer time, but I've already heard from some coworkers and ex-coworkers who are going to be down there, and they have all said, "We'll be there Sunday for beer." So let's see what we can't
Sunday
do.
fun day.
Yes.
In November, I'm doing a cruise from Boston to Puerto Rico for my 50th birthday.
Congratulations.
I totally just said that out loud for other people here, didn't I?
Everyone knows.
I'm going to be 50, and I decided I'm going to fly in early to Boston so that I can go to Treehouse and Trillium to hit 2 of my bucket list breweries.
Excellent. Yeah, I have been to both of those. Those will be fun. So how are you going to get up to Treehouse?
I looked it up, and the hotel that I booked is a 32-minute Uber ride.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not going to be cheap, but I'm going to do it anyways because it's my 50th birthday. What the fuck?
It'll be worth it.
Going to happen, and I know it'll be worth it. What really bums me out is that because I'm getting on a boat, I can't take beer with me.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm going to be there, but I can't take it home. No, because I am doing a repositioning cruise.
Oh.
And I'm ending in Puerto Rico.
Oh.
So, which if I have enough beers in me, I call it Puerto Rico. So
I have brought back a case in my luggage from Treehouse before. I think that's the most beer I've ever brought back on a plane.
If
fill the
I could
case.
figure out a way to just check it in and be like, yeah, can you just put it in storage and I'll pick it up at the end of the cruise? I would do it if I didn't have to fly home from Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Yeah, the logistics suddenly got worse. I guess you could technically ship it home, but I don't think I'd want
I would
to
have to
beer
find
that.
some place to ship it from. Which, when I went to Denver for my birthday a few years ago, quite a few years ago, I did ship beer home before I
Okay.
I shipped beer home from there because I was flying home. Some
Yeah.
of it went in my suitcase, but most of it was shipped home.
I've shipped beer, and of course, Tavor is a thing. They ship beer. We know it can be done, it can be handled right. But I've always done it on the cheap, and I don't know that it's always handled right.
I didn't ship beer. What was I thinking?
Oh, yes,
I
right.
absolutely
Sorry.
did not send it through the mail
No, that's not allowed. I forgot
to
about that.
Michigan. I sent it to my friend in Ohio, and then they went and picked it up from them when I got home.
Well, yeah, you sent live yeast samples or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I have done that. I have shipped beer from places that I've been, depending on what my. But I have also brought a second suitcase
Mm-hmm.
so that I could bring beer home.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That is definitely not. You just put the empty suitcase, like you fill the one suitcase and you put it inside another suitcase
Oh, okay.
on the way there, and then on the way back you have two suitcases because it's full of beer.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That was oh God, where was I that I did that? I brought home a lot of beer. I think it was Atlanta.
I've always had room for beer. I've never had to throw stuff out to make room for beer, but I would. Like when I came back from Switzerland, I had room for beer and a lot of chocolate. So much chocolate.
The first time I went to Atlanta, my friend laughed at me because we stopped at the dollar store on the way to the airport so that I could get stuff to wrap the beer I had bought in my suitcase because I didn't have enough packing supplies. I always have plastic bags, duct tape, and I've just learned to wrap them in my clothes because
I bring electrical tape because I do that on the, if it's bottles, I do that on the bottle caps anyway.
that makes sense.
Yeah, so
I do that when I ship it.
My friends make fun of me because I also bike with the electrical tape because I will bike home with growlers. In fact, my second beer that I didn't even announce is a Dragon's Milk oatmeal cookie growler.
Oh, delicious.
It's $21 for a growler fill. Anyway, I biked that home last night. But I will wrap the lid of that with electrical tape because I'm on a bike. There's a little bouncy.
They don't wrap your growlers with electrical tape in Indiana?
No, they don't seem to have to seal growlers here. I've been places where they do. They do not have to do that here.
Yeah, I haven't bought a growler in a long time. Not one that wasn't like super fancy. But they they used to have to electrical tape them before they would.
I've definitely been in places where if it's to go, they have to seal it. They have to mark that it's to go and make sure you don't open it there. They don't seem to do that here anymore. They also used to, it was the Upland tap room. If you go and get a growler fill, they had this whole apparatus and it would purge your growler and fill it with nitrogen and then fill it with beer. And it was a whole thing. And then they would seal it because it's now perfectly poured.
Oh.
Yeah, but
you gotta love Upland.
You could get their sours and growlers and things like that. So, yeah, I haven't seen one of those for a while now.
I'm trying to think of when the last time I actually bought a growler. Hearsay, I got a really cool growler from them. That is fantastic. I can't wait to go back and refill it.
Yeah. Does Michigan require proper glassware to get it filled, or can you take that to any brewery and get it filled?
It depends on the brewery. Some breweries will refill other people's, others make you buy theirs or have theirs.
I guess I don't have the thing here.
Growlers kind of fell out of favor for a long time due to
cans,
but now the aluminum shortage, a lot of places are going back to glass.
I could get behind that.
So I don't mind it.
Growlers, they can be a commitment, but they make all these fancy growlers and growler apparatuses where you can get different growlers that have better sealing, like just built in, and then they might have they might allow CO2 sidecar cartridges, so you can keep it carbonated. You don't have to finish it all right away. I've seen some with tap attachments, so you can tap your growler. Like, there's all sorts of growler technology has advanced. I still
Yes.
use a glass one. It's fine.
I have lots. I actually use like my howler and meowlers or whatever they call them wherever you are.
Yeah.
I use the smaller ones to do like I'll make simple syrup at my house and I put it in that to store it in the fridge.
Yeah.
So, or
Yeah,
I'll
perfect
pre-make
for stuff like that.
cocktails and I'll put it in there. So
Yeah. I don't know if it still exists. I haven't seen it in a while, but there's a Mississippi Mud black and tan that it's delicious, but it comes in a 32-ounce glass bottle with the
I have
growler
that.
sized lid.
I have that. I actually got it as a present one time.
Those things are wonderful. It's a good beer, and the growlers or the howler, crowler, whatever.
Yeah.
The 32-ounce guy has the right opening for a normal growler lid, so a lot of breweries can fill it.
Yep.
So you get 2 good beers out of that guy.
Yeah, and I liked it when the distilleries during COVID got to start doing to-go drinks.
Yes.
Because then you could get like the smaller ones from them too.
Yeah. The law here used to be because it's to-go beer, you had to package it, so they would have to slap their names on the growlers. And I wish I had one with me, but I have so many stickers on some of my growlers just from the various breweries, because even if their sticker's already on it, if it's not on the front, they want to, or not on top of on the top layer, they will put another one on there. So
Yep.
some of these things are it's more sticker than glass at this point.
So I haven't gone through those boxes yet that came back from my sister's house of growlers, and I have 2 pint glass boxes that I still have to go through because I have no idea where to put them.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a nice collection that I'm looking at right now that I ended up with a bunch of empty bookshelves. That's where they are now. But I do not have anywhere for a growler collection, so I'm not going to keep buying glassware.
So I will tell you, I just cleaned it. I'm getting ready to clean out the rest of my beer cellar to put canned goods in there. Because I've been canning so much this year.
Oh, okay.
That I don't have anywhere to put the cans.
Okay.
So, and I'm like, cellaring is really, I think, a thing of the past. Most people aren't doing that now.
I spent a lot of time drinking down my cellar.
Yes.
A lot of wonderful time drinking down.
Some of it not so great. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I had some sanitarium, which is a quad that I absolutely love, that definitely sat for too long.
Yeah, it's always sad when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have, you probably will see me posting stuff about drinking down my cellar now, because I have to. Now I'm really like at the point where I have nowhere to put the canned goods, so I have to clean out the cellar.
Yeah.
My family was like, "You're going to get rid of your beer cellar?" I was like, I got to put these cans somewhere.
One bottle at a time.
So, yep, we're going to clean it out.
It was about a year ago that we had that in-person 3-hour marathon recording where we helped clean out a bunch of cellars.
That's true.
We also drank sanitizer water.
Yeah, that is true. Which I almost bought. Oh, what the heck was the name of it was the
Bee Nectar?
It was Bee Nectar Zombie Killer. I almost bought Zombie Killer today. And when I looked at it, I thought of that, drinking the
That's right.
sanitizer water.
I'll never look at the Zombie Killer the same again. It's so delicious, though.
It doesn't taste right.
Yeah, it's a little thin.
That was funny. He's like, we totally got the sanitizer cans.
Yeah.
And Nick's like, I've been stirring sanitized water for you for years. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was quite the surprise. We had already been drinking pretty well, too.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they were definitely excited to share with us.
Yeah, it was good times. Well, I think that will probably do it for this one. You are going to have so much fun in Columbus in 2 weeks. Is that right?
Nope, this weekend.
This weekend is Columbus. Okay.
Not this weekend. Next weekend.
Next weekend, right?
Next weekend.
We are, of course, recording on the 5th.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's
my calendar dates are all messed up.
Well, and time gets funny, especially when you're making a recording.
Mm-hmm.
And so upcoming, we have Derek from Unmapped Brewing and Base Camp Coffee Roasters. That is, we are recording that on the 12th at 8:30 Eastern. I'm not sure what we're recording on the 19th, but hopefully we can get Berkeley Alley or someone. We've got a couple people we're trying to slot into that to get them scheduled. And then we are definitely off the week after that. Both Wendy and I have commitments. And on the 3rd of October, which is right before I go to Orlando, we will be talking to Phantom Canyon, which is a brewery out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. Wendy, do you have anything coming up that you want to plug, or?
Nope, just the Columbus trip.
And watch your cellar draining progress.
Yes,
I'll
definitely
post some stuff. Yeah, excellent. I have nothing exciting coming up, and I'm kind of happy about that.
That's a good thing every now and then.
Finally, some quiet time. And now that I am drinking a beer that came from a growler, so it was on draft, I will end the show like we end every show and say, no matter what you think of your beer, we think it's better on draft.
Cheers.